Kenny, you mentioned a couple times that you guys didn't play a good game tonight, and yet here you are winning by nearly 20 again. What does that say about this team?
Yeah, when you're not playing your top level basketball, we were missing shots, and the offense looked really clunky. And yeah, that's kind of the feedback we want. We talked about it this morning, right? Like, can you win these games when everything's not clicking? And so that was great feedback against a very good team.
So what is the key to win these kinds of games when things aren't clicking for you?
I don't know. I think I think our depth, right? Like, things aren't clicking. Donovan was struggling early, and then Vert comes in, causes a turnover. Like, it's just our guys that come in off the bench kind of flip the energy when we're not going well, and that kind of kick started us. The energy we got from the bench.
Kenny, Ron Krychek from the San Francisco Chronicle. You look around the league, there's so many of the top teams have young guys, 24, 25 years old, who are their best players. And you have some really good players who are, 22, 24.
Yeah.
How poised are they? How much of their development sort of fueled what you're doing?
It's exciting, first of all, when you have your, our roster. Even Donovan's, 27, so 28, and he's kind of the oldest. Darius is young. Obviously, Evan is super young. But these guys, they've had a development kind of runway, right? They kind of all, Darius played right off the bat. Evan played right off the bat. So they've kind of gone through, kind of the ups and downs, and now I'm lucky to coach them when they're really starting to take off. And what's exciting is like, well, what's the future, right? I think Evan's scratching the surface of where he can go. So that's really exciting. That was a part of the allure of getting this job, was how young and kind of in the prime this roster is.
Michael Robertson, NBC News Radio. So Kenny, when you have the start that you guys had, are you worried about peaking too soon and then coming out here to the West Coast with a team barely over 500 and now at 500? Were you worried about this being one of those trap games?
No, I'm not worried about slowing down. Like I said, I think we play a lot of guys, right? So I think we keep the roster fresh, we keep our rotations fresh, and I think that helps. Helps with the highs and lows or the dips. So I'm very similar to Steve. I like to play a lot of guys. I think that helps with the spirit of the group. And yeah, this West Coast trip, it's a big test for us, and I wanted to see how we react. I give us an A, right? Denver, going to Denver, beat Denver, come in and beat the 4-time champion. Really good start to the trip.
Kenny, back in the day when Golden State was winning all those championships, they used to, relentlessly attack opponents and deliver these figurative haymakers in the third quarters. You guys have become, a really good third quarter team this year. Yeah. Has that been a point of emphasis? Has that been something that you've stressed to the guys, or is it just happening organically?
No, it hasn't. It did become a discussion piece when we were bad. Remember in the beginning of the season, we were struggling in the third quarters. So we did make it a point now, a point then that we have to improve that. We got to come out. And I think last year that was a real problem, right? The third quarters, if I remember correctly. So, and that's the thing I told the guys in locker, man, we came out plus 15 in the third quarter, and that was the great Warriors team. And, even the 22 when we won the championship here, I remember the third, we just blow teams out. So I don't know, does that define a great team? I don't. That's for other people to judge. But it certainly was super important tonight.
Kind of following up on my earlier question, how necessary is it to have those young guys who've been through, as you said, sort of the ups and downs, but are still, in their physical prime, 24, 25? Because you look around the league, there's so many teams that have those kind of guys.
It's huge, and I felt like that helped. Like even tonight, like as the game went on, our youth helped us, right? Our legs, our you know, we're not perfect, but we have a ton of energy and ton of youthful energy. I do think that's a real advantage of especially over the 82 game grind that we can. And that's what I felt like happened tonight. We just kind of wore them down with our youth, really, youth and depth.
Okay, just gonna wrap, Coach.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.